think we need their per diems. Okay, thank you so much. This is the Bethany Board of Finance regular meeting, calling to order now at 7:02. Still. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so the first item on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone on that? No. Okay, great, let's, do you have any public comment? Next, we're going to move into item 3, on the agenda, election of officers. So we have a new term started, and we have a new board, and we need to elect the chair and a vice chair if we want to do it. So do we have a nomination for that?
I nominate Katie Erickson for chair.
I second.
Thank you, Rachel. Is there any other nominations? What?
You have to ask that 3 times.
Oh, tell me how that works. I have to say,
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Are there any other
Yes,
nominations?
3 times.
okay, so sorry. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? And are there any other nominations? Excellent. Shall we move to a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I'm going to abstain, I guess.
You're supposed to always
Oh, I
vote for
vote for
yourself.
myself, yes. Okay, I changed to a yes vote. Thank you so much. Would anyone like to make a nomination for a vice chair? Would anyone interested in a vice chair position? It's not a requirement. If anyone would like to have a vice chair, that's it.
I don't think we need a vice chair right
No, because if you're not going to be here, you can ask someone to
Okay.
cover for you. It's not like we have, like you're not going to be here half the time.
Question, is that something that can be added at any time, or it can only be happening in a window of which?
No, it could be at any time.
So if we decide at some point further on that we need one,
For
then
certain.
we'll add one, but I think for now, right, like, let's get used to the new world.
I think it's a good idea. When I was elected as a vice chair, it was sort of midterm, so. Okay. Well, thank you, guys. Thanks for the nomination and the vote. I'm excited for this. And I'm ready to move on to item number 4, approval of minutes of the previous meetings. The first one is a regular meeting on November 12th. Does anyone have any? Well, first, let's make a motion to approve.
I'll make the motion.
Janet, thank you. Second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Rachel.
Actually, because can she do that even though she wasn't a member?
Yes, you can make a motion to approve, however, because she's a member.
She's a member now,
Yeah.
even though she,
No?
No.
You don't think so?
You think she
I
can?
think she can make the motion, but she can't vote on it. She's
Can't vote
president.
on it?
so to vote on the minutes, because there were 2 of us,
Yeah, we're gonna have a tough time.
so what do we do with that?
Well, you have a quorum to act, but, so it's going to be 2 and, presumably 2 in favor.
And then abstention.
Oh, got it,
Opposed, and
okay,
the rest
all right.
Okay. Okay,
Unless you get a tie and you each vote 1-1, and then abstentions, and then the minutes fail.
Okay,
Right?
I don't think
well,
that,
hopefully that doesn't happen. But I'm willing to let this play and see if it does. Okay, so then, are there any comments about the meeting minutes as presented? I do have a comment. In the first one, Board of Finance call to order, there's a motion to table, to change the agenda, to move up the item 10 to discuss the Pullman and Connolly release. So in this recommendation, Vin, you had said, that this recommendation here I was wondering if we could add the statute that you were referring to there, and I believe that was the,
7348.
no, at the time you were, yes, 7348. Yes, if that could get added to the minutes, please.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, are there any further discussion? Can we have a vote to approve those minutes as modified? All in favor? Aye. Opposed?
No, I'm not opposed.
Abstentions?
Yes.
I think
Three.
I have to be,
Okay.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, so it's going to pass. Okay, thank you so much. Now, if we could move on to the special minutes that are dated December 1st. And can I have a motion to approve these minutes?
I'll move.
Thank you, Sally. Thank you, John. Okay, any discussion about these minutes?
Can I make a correction? Can I state a correction? I wasn't,
Anyone can discuss.
Yes,
Okay.
it's a good catch, so you should.
okay, so on the last page, it says that, I can't find my note here. The regular meeting was adjourned. It's not a regular meeting, it's a special meeting.
Oh,
So it should say the special meeting adjourned at 7:51,
yeah.
not the special, not the regular.
In addition to a similar line of discussion under item 2, maybe third paragraph, Finance Director Bacigalupi. There's a sentence that says statute allows. Can you identify the statute that was identified in the previous paragraph? And then per that last sentence, per statute, blah, 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 no transfer. Are there any further discussion? Okay, shall we move to vote? All in favor of the minutes as amended? Say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, so the next one is for IT project funding request, item number 5 on the agenda. And I believe we have a special guest speaker to go through that. Nick, thank you. Would you introduce yourself and your position, and then...
You can come over to the table.
Yeah, come sit with us and talk about what's going on.
Yeah, I've got these two.
They're
for you.
listed as iOS management and migration, like in that order, but
Yes.
you can go through it.
Let me give you these just because the packet, since I had them all highlighted, but it doesn't print in color, so. I am the IT coordinator, so I manage just our in the point of contact with Novus, who is our IT manager. I'm looking to do two projects, two IT projects that are coming up soon. One of which is specifically mentioned in the Pullman and Collin report. And that is to have a management integration with our iOS devices, so iPhones and iPads that the town issues to employees. Currently, we don't have any kind of management infrastructure infrastructure in place for these devices, like how we do with our town-owned computers. So with our town-owned computers, there's security policies that are put in place. Employees can't download software, certain websites that are blocked, things that you would expect just in business. With our town-issued phones, we don't have anything like that in place, just because there's an extra step of integration. So right now I've been working on adding all of our iOS devices into our Apple Business account. But what we need Novus to do is to actually link our Apple Business account, Apple Business Manager, with Intune. Microsoft Intune is what manages all of our devices. Right now, a lot of town employees are still using their own devices. Not a lot. Some town employees are still using their own personal devices. We saw that as an issue with the Pullman Economy Report, with the first selectman, and with personnel. We've been working on issuing town devices for some employees. So the first selectman now has a cell phone, which I have not set up yet for Carol, but I will. The Parks and Rec director and Michael Santoni, I forget off the top of my head what his actual job title is. They both have town-issued phones now. But we're potentially looking on getting town-issued phones for the road foreman and possibly the fire marshal. Those two don't have their own town phones. So when you're using a personal cell phone for town business, obviously all of those calls, phones, things, pictures, anything that's on that phone, even if it's your own personal device, if it's town business, it's still technically applicable under the Freedom of Information Act. It's still a town record, but we don't have a way to actually enforce and capture that data. So the Pullman Economy Report highlights instances where on both the Parks and Rec director and the first selectman town records were possibly deleted or removed. So what this would do, we currently have, I believe, 8 issued town iPhones and 9 iPads. Those are in the Parks and Rec department and the building inspectors, and I think Park and Rec has some too. And this would just make it so that all of those devices, the accounts on them can be secure, the data can be accessed. If a phone is lost, we can find it, we can lock it down, we can make sure that our town information is secured. The second project is to complete.
But let's ask some questions about that.
Yes, yeah.
Are there any questions anyone have about this?
I think I have a question just overall, just reading through it. I think you were asking for 10,000. Was that?
For the 2 projects together, I think in total, I think they're about maybe 7-ish, 8 grand in total. But I'm not sure if for the .gov project, which is the second one, I'm not sure if there would be any additional cost to get our website vendor Catalyst to get that converted over to .gov.
Okay. Because I think when I added up the 2 that were in the packet, even with a 10% buffer is 72.27.
Yeah, because it's 65.70 for the 2 bids.
Yeah, so maybe we're missing a page or part of the bid, or, you know, and I think just if we're gonna approve the additional amount, to have that come from the vendor, that, right, like to have it be a full estimate of the work that they're needing to do to get us completely compliant with the .gov, because it sounds like there's just one small piece that's not captured in the current proposals. Is that, because it made sense to me when I read through the reasons why and what we need to do and what happened. It was just more of the numbers didn't exactly add up, and maybe it's just we're missing something.
Is there a second vendor, or is it all on Novus?
As far as I'm aware, it's all on Novus. I'm just not sure if our website, was built through Catalyst, which is another company. I'm not sure if there's an additional cost for them. But
And do they still host it?
they do host it. Catalyst hosts the website. But our domain currently, our domain is managed through Novus.
Okay, so Novus manages everything and updates the pages, and then just our domain is.
The domain is managed through Novus, but we pay Catalyst for the actual website hosting.
Okay.
So I'm not sure with Catalyst if we would have to pay them to go through and manually update page by page to do it, or if it's something that we're able to do on our side.
Okay, is that something we can find out? I mean, we could certainly, I feel like, do a contingency, but that's, I mean,
If there's something that we know we have to do, we should try to wrap that up.
Yeah.
and 10,000 seems like a lot to me to do all of that work, where 7,200 for the two projects sounds reasonable as it's broken out. But, you know, especially with tech companies, if you don't hold their feet to the fire and make sure too that what they're committing to based on the hours and who's actually working on it, because you don't want a senior person working on something that a junior person will work on, because then all of a sudden your costs are going to be much higher. So that, I think that would just be helpful.
With Novus, they do specify what grade of they have it in the quote, like what tier of person it is, because they're hourly. So the 10,000, that was, I just asked for, because I wasn't too sure how much more kind of, you know, if it's 10% is the standard, I wasn't sure how much more to ask for
Right,
on
if we
top of
just
it.
do a buffer, unless you find out that there's an additional more, and then, you know, then we add that in.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so I kind of.
Where would we fund this from?
There's not any, as far as I understand with the IT budget, that there isn't any kind of line for projects like this. We have our contract, most of it comes out of contracted service, where we have just our contract with Novus for their like ongoing support.
Yep.
But for like extra projects like this, we don't have any kind of line item, I don't believe.
Okay.
There is not a line item in the budget for projects. The question becomes is, do we move forward with this right now? Or do we hold to include in the next budget cycle?
Oh,
I mean, so it's twofold. There's ample funds in the contingency account for this year that can be transferred to cover the expenses right now. And I would,
It's a small project. To me, it seems like,
and
I
I'm
agree with you.
I think we should.
I'm more in line.
And to have Carol and the new term coming in with it fresh, with all of the data being tracked, and
Yeah,
also
you're
be
right.
set
It's
up
good
for
timing to do.
success with the .gov, because we don't want to slide into home on that. Like,
Yeah, because we don't want to be behind on the .gov migration, because the worst thing that could happen to the town is legislation says it has to be done by X, and Novus tells us, well, we need more time than that to get it done. I would rather be in front of when the drop dead deadline is on that.
question on that too, just because I'm new to the board, so have some of these naive questions. For our privacy on the website, there is a policy that went through that you had to have the cookies be that people would, for privacy reasons, not be included. Are we done with that? Are we in compliance, or should that be something that we also look at when we're doing the .gov work? Because if they're already in there updating pages, we might as well do that at the same time.
The website is another potential project that would be coming up. Because off the top of my head, I don't exactly know, but there is legislation coming that websites have to be ADA compatible.
Yes.
And I haven't done a full review on our website, but I don't believe it would be, because it has to be like a compatible with things like screen readers and like font sizes, things like that, you know, for the.
So there's probably two more things, and if they're touching the pages, they're touching the pages. It's not usually terribly efficient to go in, update one, go back in, update another. If you're touching them, touch everything on that page. So if we're converting them over, it may make sense, and maybe we get the bid for all of that and then plan in the project for the .gov portion of it. Just if there's some efficiency to be found, we might as well leverage it, right? I mean, because sounds like there's two compliance things. There's the data cookies thing, if we haven't done that, and then the other is,
What's the data cookies thing? I'm sorry.
so
I don't
there's
know what that
a
is.
national thing that, and you've probably seen it on a lot of the websites that you go to, where now they say,
Oh, you have
accept all
to
cookies, or
opt out.
accept
Yeah.
only, so that is a new mandatory, I think it's a 2026 August one. And it's simple enough to do, it's just, you gotta do it. Because I don't think when I've been on the website, we have that, right? Like,
I don't believe, I haven't
Yeah.
seen it when I go to do it.
so that just might be questions even for our, agency, to ask them, what other compliance things do we have coming up? And like, what's the most efficient way to address this? Because we have to do the .gov, but if you're redoing your page, you do everything.
With the .gov, most of that work is going to be done on Novus's end, whereas Catalyst is really just going to be making sure, if they have to be involved at all. So I'm not sure how much.
Can you find that
I can-
all out?
I can-
I think
we can
it
ask
just
them.
makes sense.
Yeah. Jen does most of the website management, but I can see if she can reach out to Catalyst and see, like, hey, we're thinking about moving to .gov, what's there?
And what other compliance pieces do we need to make sure we're complying with? They should, I'm guessing, advise us on that too.
So what's your thought then, to split these apart,
Yeah.
or,
That
yeah?
would be my thought.
Okay, so then, possibly funding the iOS management out of contingency and tabling the .gov for 1 month, so you can follow up on that?
Next time, yeah.
Would that be, is that how I understood what you were saying?
That's what I'm thinking makes sense. I mean, certainly if somebody feels
I don't
differently.
think we should vote on it when we don't have all the pieces.
So maybe there's some synergies with the other updates on the website side? Okay, so does everyone feel like they have enough information? And how much would you need for the iOS management?
That is in here somewhere.
That was the 23,000?
3,000, was that,
2,970.
And that was for 12 devices, right?
It's for,
yeah,
yes, they're not really, I don't believe they're billing us per device, just the hours of setting it up. And then the good thing is, once this is set up, for every additional device that we buy, it's kind of neat, it's linked with our Apple account. So if we buy it from Apple, it gets shipped to us, the second we turn on that phone, it's already enrolled. And then you just hand it to whoever it is.
So they do bill us individually, it looks like, because it says the iPhone enrollment and configuration quantity is 12.
I think it's 12 hours.
So 12 hours and you have 12 phones.
There's 8 phones.
Is that,
Eight phones and 9 iPads.
And this covers all.
but that's so 12 devices. I don't think it matters what the device is, right? Like,
No, it's 12 hours at 225.
sure, but if there's 12 devices and it's 12 hours, you're not seeing any correlation between the two?
We're just
It's not
saying there's
12.
not 12 devices.
There are 8
There's,
phones and 12 iPads right now.
There's almost 20 devices right now.
Okay.
They're charging us
okay.
it's an hourly rate on the quote,
Got it.
not a device
Got it.
rate.
I thought I saw somewhere that there were 12 devices. I must not have read that right.
I think you were right, but there's also 8 phones in addition to the 12 iPads, maybe. 9 iPads?
9 iPads.
9
8
iPads,
phones.
okay, 8 phones.
Is there, so this is the cost to set this up. Is there any ongoing maintenance? No, anything else? Okay.
Yeah, it would all be managed through Novus as part of their support contract, so,
Okay. So $3,000 basically. Do
Yeah.
we want to build, is there any reason to build in a contingency on that, or is that pretty much it?
I haven't seen a reason that it would be any more than that.
In case it takes more than 12 hours, that was all. But is there a risk there, or no?
if they, I don't know, I think if you give a quote and you,
All right, they know how many devices.
and they
it
know,
is.
and then they can't meet that quote, that's on them. Or they have to come back and try and negotiate with us. They can't just send us a bill for 5,000 saying, whoops.
Question, just in your work with them in the past, is our relationship such that there's not a lot of communication back and forth, or is this a group that you work with kind of day in, day out?
There's a lot of, I communicate a lot with our site lead Slava, and then our on-site technician Adam, who comes in 4 hours a week. So I'm emailing them and calling them probably daily about various things.
Okay.
But yeah, we work with them a lot.
So you feel very comfortable?
Yeah.
And I guess my only question then is, and this is one you're probably very comfortable with, is, so they have us with a tier 4 person, senior system administrator, versus the normal folks, of course, that you work with on a day in, day out basis. Because it does not identify more than time and materials for the work that's being done, just how hard is it? Is it, and I don't know if you can have that, I guess what I'm saying is, do you feel like you had that conversation and that's true? Because I know in working with vendors, that's not always.
For understanding the scope of what they actually have to do, I believe that's accurate. Part of the project involves them. So part of it is there's a lot of people with their town phones. What we've been having them do is make an iCloud account for their phone using their town email. Those are unmanaged accounts. Part of what this does is it sets up any iCloud account that uses a town email. It's going to automatically capture those and turn it into a managed account. And part of that involves a senior
Person
to I wish I could.
No, and as long as
explain the
you
tech
feel
part
comfortable
better,
and you're the
but-
one who has the relationship and.
It makes sense to me.
That's the right level and that's the right.
Yeah.
Okay, any further discussion? Can we get a motion from someone to move, to authorize $3,000, I guess, from contingency for the iOS management?
Is it up to 3,000?
Up to 3,000. Not to exceed 3,000.
The motion.
Thank you, Janet.
I'll second.
Thank you, Rachel. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Abstention? Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Do we need a motion to table the other, or no?
We're just not going to take any action on it, I don't think.
Well, the action, right, is to just do the further investigation and then bring it to next month's meeting, because we do want to move forward, we just want to make sure we're doing it in an efficient manner. We're making sure that we're leveraging any hours that we would incur.
Okay. The only question I have while Nick is here, are we requesting Nick's presence again next month for further explanation? Just so that he's aware of that right now. And I don't spring it on, 4 days before, when I'm putting the agenda together next month.
Well, it would depend what he finds out.
So
Probably
just,
not. Yes, thank you. It's very helpful that you are here, yes, thank you.
only because you can speak to it better than I can.
Yeah.
That's,
Well, I can just foresee us having questions and then we're saying, well, we gotta talk to you when we come back, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you for coming, yeah.
thanks, Nick.
I appreciate your time. Okay, so moving on now to agenda item number 6, discussion and possible action, Pullman and Comley invoice. There was an addition to our packet tonight. Does everyone have did you receive this memo?
It should be on the back of John's
The
packet.
last page of the packet, John. From Attorney Marino to, I think it was written, to the Board of Selectmen regarding authority for the Board of Finance to transfer appropriated funds without further town meeting approval. There's been a lot of talk about this, and Attorney Marino, I was hoping that you could
Absolutely.
succinctly, using lay terms, please give us guidance on what you have written.
So I'm not to make it more confusing, but to make it more certain, I'm going to give you 2 bases upon which you can take action to. Okay? Number one is under 7-347. It's clear that the Board of Finance has absolute authority to transfer funds within the amount of the appropriation granted by the town meeting. All right? Now, the appropriation granted by the town meeting is a sum certain, right? It's an amount of 20 million, 30 million, whatever the appropriation is. We're not appropriating by departments or line items, we're appropriating by some amount in its aggregate. So you're allowed to transfer within that aggregate amount any which way that you want under 7-347. However, here, more succinctly, if you look at the language of 7-348, it provides that the estimate of expenditures submitted by the Board of Finance to the annual town meeting or annual budget meeting may include a recommended appropriation for a contingency fund in an amount not to exceed 3%. I believe you have a contingency fund that was within the original appropriation. No expenditure or transfer shall be made from the contingency fund until the expenditure or transfer shall have been approved by the Board of Finance. All right, so I believe the action tonight is to transfer monies from the contingency fund to pay for this disputed invoice amount. So under both 7-347 and the language of 7-348, since you're transferring money from the contingency fund, as long as the action to transfer from the contingency fund is approved by this board, you can do so. Any questions?
I think it would have to be contingency and surplus.
We do have, yes, so.
Because
part of the
there
plan
is-
to surplus.
Right,
Yeah.
so you'd be making, your authority to transfer from the contingency is under 7-348, and your authority to transfer from the surplus is under 7-347.
Okay. And that's because it doesn't increase the
'Cause you're not asking for-
appropriation that was approved.
You're not seeking a new appropriation or a supplemental appropriation.
Correct, okay,
You're acting within the appropriation that was granted by the town.
right, okay, got it.
So then, am I correct in doing a motion to move, is it the full 75, or do we have to spell out how much?
I think we need to identify where, how much
How
from
much is
where.
coming from where?
So, do we know what the contingency has from, this is from the 2020,
2024,
2025 budget.
if this board chooses to undo a transfer from 4.8, on 4.8, the board approved a $10,000 transfer from contingency to the fire department for new equipment because they were requesting approximately $10,000 in items, in capital items for the 24,
What was the date, I'm sorry?
on 4.8. Okay, we approved the board approved a $10,000 transfer from contingency to the fire department for new equipment because the fire department had requested approximately $10,000 in new capital items for fiscal year 25-26. But the items being requested did not meet the capital threshold, so they were not included in the 25-26 capital budget. They purchased the items out of their operating funds. They did not seek the money from the town. So those funds were never used in fiscal year 25. So if we reverse that transfer, taking the money out of the fire department and moving it back to contingency, there would be sufficient funds in contingency to cover the invoice in question.
So the current balance is?
The current balance in contingency is is approximately $61,000. And we need over 65 to pay this invoice.
Just a question on that, because I believe, and I bet there was an amount that was uncertain, but there was some amount still remaining in the independent investigation.
Correct, there's about $9,800 left in that line.
So the 75, so there's an amount of $75,000 that is being paid in full and final settlement.
Yes.
That 75,000 is less 9,800,
Correct.
right? So you need.
So it's 60.
So we need about $65,000 to pay the invoice.
Okay.
And there's 61 in contingency.
Okay.
And then when you move that 10,000, it becomes
71.
75.
It'd be-
Well,
71.
it becomes 71.
So it becomes
71.
71, which is sufficient.
Still in that.
It'd be nice to get it out of contingency rather than take some out of
Yes,
surplus.
I agree.
So thank you for that option. It sounds like a favorable solution. Would anyone like to make a motion to move a combined motion, I suppose, to move the 10,000 from the new equipment, from the fire department for the new equipment, move it back to contingency, and make a motion to transfer, are we transferring from contingency?
Yeah,
To pay, what line is it moving to?
It is moving to the legal fees independent investigation.
okay, I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Do you want me to repeat it all?
Is it necessary, do you have the motion, or
Just contingency.
Yeah.
you have it? Okay,
I'll second.
thanks, John.
Question?
Any further discussion?
Just want to ask, this amount with the fire department, have you been in discussions with them? They're
Well,
aware of it?
I asked, when I was cleaning up the end of the year, in June, when I was trying to figure out actually the beginning of July, when I was trying to figure out where are all the invoices, what is still outstanding from last fiscal year, what isn't, what am I looking for invoices for? I reached out to the fire department and I said, what about the capital items that we gave you money for out of contingency? They're like, oh, we paid for that ourselves already. We don't need that money. But it was already in this fiscal year when I was made aware of that.
And so even though it was a prior year transaction, we're allowed to, in the next fiscal year, to make this reverse transfer?
Yeah, our books, I have not yet officially closed the books for fiscal year '25. The audit is still ongoing, and this liability has to be booked before I can close the year, and they can complete the audit.
Meaning the liability.
$75,000.
The $75,000 liability
Okay,
must be
well, and it
done.
makes sense to clean up. Now, I
This
guess
other thing,
your,
okay.
your question is really about,
A communication piece.
will the fire
come back.
department,
Are they aware and are they okay?
The point is, they do not need the money. They found another source of funds to pay for the items that they needed.
how does that work, if it's all right for me to ask? When there's saying that they don't need it, but we don't have any kind of paper trail, for lack of a better, about them not actually, like, there's nothing in writing, I'm guessing?
Correct.
Is that something we normally do from a department, or we do just take word of mouth, like?
In my experience, I've not seen a reverse of a contingency
If it's not
transfer.
encumbered by the end of the fiscal year,
Yeah.
then it would just go to general fund.
Anyway.
Yes, it would.
It has to be encumbered within the fiscal year.
Yeah.
in
Correct.
order
So
to
it's
be spent in the
released-
future. If it fails to be encumbered, then it goes to general fund.
Okay.
Yes.
It'll be
So,
released back.
yeah,
So we can release back, which is why which is why when you look at the financials for this year, there are no transfers made out of contingency yet. I am waiting until the actual invoices have been processed, that we know the exact dollar amount that would have to be transferred. We're authorizing up to 3,000 for what Nick is looking for right now. But if he only needs the 2970, that's all that I'm going to move at that time.
How do you manage that? How do you track that then?
Invoice, I would think.
What?
You'd have an invoice?
No, but
It's called the contingency spreadsheet on my.
you manage it on in Excel.
That's how I
Yeah.
manage it in Excel. Only because I think it's a wiser use of the money.
I don't disagree, it just sounds.
Because of this, and it's stemming out of this transaction that I chose to do that for this fiscal year.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
I just
So-
think it's better, that way the board has a clearer understanding, and that will be a spreadsheet that will be included going forward with the packet, so that you know where
Yeah, that's useful.
contingency stands. You know, what we have approved
Yeah, okay.
versus what has been spent.
So there's no issue, I guess is what I would.
No.
No, there is no issue, because to Attorney Marino's, point and, statement, at the end of the year, if it is not encumbered, it all goes into the general fund.
Okay, so these are 2 transactions we're approving for last fiscal year.
Yes, that is correct, this is for last fiscal year.
So we have a motion. Do we have any further discussion so we can move on? Okay. So all in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
But it should be clear it's for last fiscal year. Got that right, okay.
Okay, so the motion passes. Thank you so much.
Madam Chair, is there anything else you need before I just,
Disappear into the.
Thank you for asking.
I'm gonna limit my germs?
I think we're all set. Thank you. Yes.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah.
So the next item is the Finance Director's report. So would you mind giving an update, Leslie? Thank you.
Well, after the packet went out, I realized I completely missed the key on it. I was so busy last week concentrating on what did the auditors need while they were here in the building, that I failed to complete that portion of the document for this board.
Do you
I'm sorry,
think?
what was that?
Yeah, she doesn't know what the key is. That's the legend.
Yeah, yes, if you look at last month's.
Your notes and.
Yeah, the notes. Janet has a copy of last month's here, if you could just show that to Rachel so she understands.
On the bottom.
I now label,
Oh, right, oh, I remember, okay.
yeah.
Would you mind talking us through some things that you want to draw our attention to, since we're, halfway through almost?
Right now, I cannot say that there are any severe glaring problems. There's always things that I keep close watch on, that I pay attention to. A lot of our contractuals, where with the contracted service line, in several departments, those are front-end heavy. Tax, assessor, finance, where we have the annual contracts for our software services, and those are paid once a year in the beginning of the year. So those line items will be heavily spent early in the year. The fire department, the library, they have appropriations that are done twice a year. So they're so they're 50% spent the end of July. And they'll be 100% spent the end of January, because they just get 2 checks a year. Some things are on quarterly basis, like QVHD is done on a quarterly basis. So that is probably showing 50% now, if they've sent us the 2 bills. To Jana's point from last month,
Thank you. I was gonna ask.
RWS finally submitted an invoice for the first 4 months of the year, which we are in the process of processing this week.
And it's appropriate, you agree with
It is
the amount?
appropriate, and so next month, that department will skyrocket, because it's $27,000 per month.
Yeah.
But there is a contract that goes with it, so. We tried
Just
very,
before you move off that, did you have any communication with them, or did they just send it in?
they just finally surfaced with the bill.
Okay, well, I didn't know if you asked them.
No,
any questions or-
no. My philosophy on that is no bill. I will take advantage of the interest that the money can earn while it's sitting in our bank.
Yeah, I was concerned because it's so much money, and
Oh.
because, like the Pullman Connolly thing, that all of a sudden they said, oh, well, it's actually.
Right.
And I just wanted to know that everything is aligned, so.
No, it's not out of the ordinary. I mean, we are trying very hard to monitor everything that is being purchased, spent, and like I said, I'm not seeing anything that is of extreme concern. There is one vehicle that I am concerned with, and that is the fire marshal truck. It had 2 major repair bills this year. I'm not sure how old the vehicle is. We're trying to figure out, how long that's going to last. And that department could need a transfer till the end of the year because of the repair bills on that vehicle this year. And we do charge each department that has a vehicle, the gas that they use. It doesn't stay in Public Works, it goes to the
And how often do we do that?
gas and diesel are charged out on a quarterly basis.
Okay, and what about heating oil or heating fuel?
That is done as it happens, and that goes straight to the appropriate building where it is being used.
Okay, because I thought I saw some that were 0, and I'm thinking, Okay,
There could be some that are 0, because they have just started filling the oil tanks in most of the buildings for this year. And this building, it was converted primarily over to heat pumps. So the oil will be less there.
When did that happen?
We converted to heat pumps 1.5 years ago.
Oh, that's kind of exciting. Things I'm learning.
A question on revenues. Are there any revenue lines that you're concerned about us not,
Not meeting?
yeah?
Right now, no.
Like,
In finance, you have the
Like
the
ECS?
ECS. No, ECS is paid out 3 times a year. You get 1 quarter on October 31st. You get 1 quarter on January 30th. And you get the balance April 30th.
weird, but,
Yeah.
okay.
It comes in 3 installments from them. I'm pretty sure it's 1 quarter, then half.
Just looking at that vehicle maintenance line on the fire marshal, so the is like 3,000 budgeted and then it was just $200 and 24 more, or is it more than that?
Okay, there was 3,000 budgeted and we have spent 3,200 on that line this year.
Okay, but not,
So
but
he's
not
over
more
budget.
than that, I mean,
Well, there will be fuel yet for 3/4 of the year yet to add to that.
okay, good. So the vehicle maintenance, that line item includes the fuel? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So he will be over budget further on that one.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And
But
I
it doesn't feel like
have to look as to why the contracted services is over as much as it is.
Yeah.
Because I know that the software was 5,250 for the year. Unfortunately, I do not know what else was charged to that line. So I have to look for a possible misallocation on that, where we may have charged something to the wrong line.
Okay. And just for my learning, when you say charge to the wrong line, is that,
It means that we read a 5220, we read, say, maybe a 5520 as a 5220.
so you're saying when you data entered,
We could have made an error.
okay,
So we do review all that. Because we found several that we cleaned up last week. But that's one that I had missed. But our overall, what the board has historically done is we have made sure that the department is in balance, not necessarily the individual lines. So I would not, that's why I'm holding off on a transfer for that department, because if he underspends, if the fire marshal underspends in all other line items within his budget, there is no need to transfer contingency funds to cover the overage on the vehicle maintenance.
right.
in theory, he could transfer from his other lines to cover
Yes,
that
correct.
one line,
In
if we
theory,
had to clean it up.
yes.
And when those things happen, that doesn't come to us, right? Or does it?
We wouldn't require that.
Yeah.
But if
We would know because of the,
we would see it, but we wouldn't require them to transfer within their departments, the other lines that.
We're pretty.
It's just when we, right, just so they're all positive, but when we do the budget for next year, we'll certainly take a look at what was budgeted, what was actually spent, so that we can look at, like, use that as a piece of information when we're doing the budget.
Yeah, because I personally believe that it's better to show lines that actually go over,
Yeah.
as long as the department stays within, only because where there could have been a one-off, or where we need to do a better job budgeting going forward.
Yeah, okay.
Back to the revenue, the only thing that is a crapshoot every year is the state going to give us the money that they say they're going to when they budget?
Yeah.
ECS, I know, is safe, and we will receive ECS money for this year. But municipal revenue share and the other state grants that they say they're going to give you, you don't know.
But they have a surplus, right? So there's no reason for them to short us or anybody, right? But Carol, what do you have to say about that?
Don't they pay what they say?
okay.
Right, absolutely. Okay, thank you, Leslie. Are there any transfers?
No, I should have taken the asterisk off. I do not have any transfers for this month. Actually, I left it on there in case we were going to transfer with Nikita. But I should not have had the asterisk because I did not prepare one that was attached.
Thank you. Munis, any updates there, or?
No, as soon as I get our 2 new employees up and running, then I will work on, I have to work on getting the auditor's TCM access, which is the Tyler Content Manager, which allows us to basically just scan everything and we don't have to print half the stuff. So we can drag invoices that are emailed to us straight over.
Nice.
The purchase orders, we don't have to print, they just automatically appear where they're supposed to be. But the auditors do have audit access to our account, but they can't access all that data. So I have to figure out why they don't have that. So getting Carol and Betsy in are priority number 1, then getting the TCM access corrected for the auditors and any other town employee that doesn't have it is number 2. Then number 3 will be to get our historical AP data over into the system. We have the 20
What does
fiscal year.
historical mean? Like,
Well,
what
we
years are
have,
those?
we have fiscal year 25 in,
Okay,
but we don't have anything prior to that under the vendors. We have the actual budget and the actual spends for 3 years in the system, but we don't have the detail for those. And I really want at least the vendor history in, so that I can pull up the vendor, so I know how long we've been paying them. But I do have access to everything that was in Edmunds. It is sitting on the server here, and we are in the process of
so if I were to say,
exporting
how
to,
much did we spend with vendor XYZ over these 2 years?
right now, I can't get it all from Munis.
Yeah, okay.
But we are in the process of exporting most things that are in Edmunds to flash drives, so we have it permanent, so we have a permanent file of it.
So we will stop using Edmunds.
We will stop using, I have to find out, we will stop I am not paying for the full boat software usage that was paid through December 31st of this year. I am trying to identify how much just view access will cost And I do not anticipate the need to have that for more than 1 year beyond December 31st of this year.
And because you'll be able to get
Because
a
we're
flash drive.
because we're exporting everything to flash drives or the cloud or something, but we are exporting as much data as we can, because we can break it out by year. So we are in the process of exporting all that data so we have it. It just might take us a little longer to get the information for some individuals, because we have to pull it from multiple places.
Yeah, which is kind of painful, but
Yes.
hopefully you'll get it moved over soon.
And now we could switch to a new.
I would not recommend switching to a new system.
Never again.
No,
Now that's painful.
it is very painful.
I
It is
think we've
very
done
painful.
3 since I've been here. Okay, moving on. Thank you for that update.
Yep.
There's the BCS construction project research/study money. We did talk about that a lot at the last meeting. Is there any further update on that?
No, just that Kay's working on her budget, and I have a feeling it's gonna be a doozy.
Oh, so she made you the messenger? Just like soften the blow? When is Kay going to be meeting with us?
When would we like Kay to meet with us?
When is she gonna be ready? With at least a first view.
She probably has a first view now, but she has not necessarily, but I don't know. We don't have any of the health insurance quotes yet for next year.
Which is a big number.
That is, yeah, that's a big part of it. We probably won't have those before the beginning of February. And Kay usually holds off until she has that information to present her numbers to us.
When is the Board of Ed approving it?
I don't know the answer to
Because
that.
there's no sense in really,
Well,
Well, if
unless
she's
she's got
presenting a
a,
doozy, she should probably talk to us ahead of time.
yeah. If there are some specific things she's gonna ask for, why shock us, That's not usually a good approach.
So maybe an informational presentation sooner than later.
Okay.
Knowing that the healthcare information isn't gonna come yet, just have that be the TBD and just at least socialize the rest of it.
Are you okay with that, John? I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. The Amity presentation is a little bit later in the budget, so we'll talk about that when we get there. Grants.
Solid-based grant was not granted. It was denied.
No.
Yeah.
When did
Wait,
you
solid
learn of
waste
that?
grant? Or is that where we were, not the
Yes.
composting bins?
The composting bins. That was not awarded to Bethany.
I'm sorry, what was that? Which,
The solid waste grant that they looked for was not awarded, and we're actually going to speak with them tomorrow to find out why, just so you can learn what to
Of course,
do
yeah.
when you apply again for something else. They've been very nice about,
Providing feedback and meeting,
providing feedback.
it's too bad.
That is pity. Okay. Thanks for that information. The other grants, we have the STEEP grant, the Delora grant, and that's that DEEP grant. That's the one you just mentioned, right? The solid
Yeah.
waste one, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
Excuse me. Sorry about that. The STEEP grant, what was that for?
That was for the repave of the recycling area and the DPW building.
Okay, so that one, is just waiting to close it out?
Yes. All the paperwork has been submitted to the state. We're waiting on closeout from them and our final reimbursement payment.
And then the reimbursement HUD grant?
There's approximately $150,000 due us from HUD. The request for reimbursement was submitted, but we had to wait until the agency reopened to submit that. And there is just one ADA door project for downstairs, directly under where we're sitting, that door that comes in between the senior room and the park and rec offices. We're going to put ADA opening on that.
Oh, so you push
Yeah,
the
the
button.
push
and
button,
go.
yeah,
Okay.
because right now, it does not exist on that door, and since there's a lot of traffic down there
Yeah, seniors. and-
with,
yeah.
with the senior lunch that is usually held downstairs, we are going to make that door handicap accessible.
What
And then
about
that grant will
the,
be closed out. And the funds that the general fund lent to the HUD account will be returned.
How about the LoSiP grant where we were putting the doors and on the Veterans Memorial Building?
Work is in progress on all of the approved LoSiP projects with Don. The only project that I know of that he has completed was not a LoSiP project, and that was the repair of the horse rings.
Okay. Did you know it was done?
I did know it was
Yeah,
done.
good.
Yes. If it wasn't so darn cold,
You'd be ready?
I'd go up there and see, but
Do we have any further questions about the grants?
Is there anything else in the works, anything contemplated?
Well, there should be, well, it's not necessarily an item for us, but since the grant committee was a brainchild of this board,
Yeah.
I have had a conversation with our new first select woman about putting it on a Board of Selectmen agenda again to see if we can actually get a committee appointed. And that we can move forward to make the whole process easier for the town.
There were official minutes from those, they weren't committee meetings, they were like
They were ad hoc meetings.
ad hoc meetings. So there were minutes on record, I believe, for them.
Yes, they are online.
Yeah.
They're under the Board of Finance.
From when, do you know?
April or May and June.
Of this year?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah, they were all done in 2025.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're looking forward to doing that.
Amy was very involved, so she would be a really good support
Great.
for that, yeah. I also have notes from that I intend to send you, I just
That's okay.
haven't gotten around to that, my apologies.
Do you have any, I mean, it makes sense that somebody from the Board of Finance should be on it.
Yeah,
I'd be okay to volunteer since I'm
thanks for that.
new and interested in learning, and it's not something that's ongoing unless somebody else would like.
Well, but we'll get to that, I mean, that's good, but we first have to get the Board of Selectmen to agree to this again, which I can't imagine will be a problem. And then it makes sense to have at least a category, different people from different organizations or boards, one of which would be the Board of Finance, and then you guys can decide who you want.
Awesome.
Yeah, because there was a recommendation of what the board thought should be a composition of that committee. So that should be part of the record
All
somewhere.
right, I'll try and get the minutes, thank you for that. Just so you know, also, I've asked, our state senator to get me a list and of all the grants available. Apparently, they have that ability to continuously send this to us as they're coming up. I mean, some we may know about, some we may not, so anything you can find, hopefully I'll get it. Hopefully, we'll be able to immediately send it out to the group, organization, board, whatever that might be interested. And to work with the committee.
There are navigable websites that have grants,
Okay,
but there's so many, and the descriptions are like very unambiguous almost, or alternatively very targeted, and so you don't know like if what project you're looking for might fit. So any like agencies that we're in contact with that say, hey, this grant might be something you could think about, like that would be helpful.
okay.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So control or sustainability issues, is there anything to talk about there for lack of compensating controls, Leslie?
No, we just kind of, when Katie and I talked last week, we just kind of rephrased that one of the things that we feel would be very useful for continuity and succession would be to have approved documented processes for all departments. How does the land use department process a refund? I mean, Veronica works in the land use office, so it would be helpful. How do you process a refund? What is the procedure? How much money does the person get back? Just simple things. So I think we have bits and pieces of that in every department right now. I just feel as though it needs to be reviewed by someone other than just the sitting department head at the time. That's why it's still on there. But I mean, it's kind of like it's a placeholder so that we don't lose sight of things that we should be striving to do.
I agree, it's the goal. I don't know if it's this board's responsibility to review all processes for the departments.
I'm not saying
I
that.
do agree that.
I'm not saying that we are, but if it has a financial component, I would think that that this board would want to review it.
Yes, like the refund one, for example,
Yes.
yeah.
And look for consistency so that we don't have one doing it one way and another doing it a completely different way, because.
Or even worse, one person in one department doing it one way and one person in the same department doing it another way, so, which could happen for sure, right?
But I mean, some things are driven by statute, i.e. the tax office and the refunds. So there's nothing we can do there. You gotta follow what is preset. But we just have to make sure that that information is available to every tax collector that would be elected when they are elected, so that they know how to process said refunds. That's,
Got it.
yeah.
Thank you, Leslie. Any other additions to the agenda? Yes?
Well, I have, and maybe it's just me, but when we were at the last, I guess it was the selectmen's meeting, I don't think it was the Board of Finance, I went to so many meetings I wasn't supposed to be at, but, and they were awarding all these bids that were for multiple years. There was never any dollar amounts mentioned, and so I guess my question is, does it impact the budget at all? I mean, does the tree person, is that got an amount, or is it only if he has to remove trees? And the catch basin and drain cleaner outer, when you look in the budget, it's quite a hefty amount. So is that money money he's gonna get paid, or do they get a stipend, or do they get nothing unless they actually do the work? And does Public Work do they do some of the drains? Or is that, and I can't remember the amount, I'd have to go back and think, it was more than 100,000. So to me, was that what that bid was awarded? Person was awarded, or were they awarded the possibility or the certainty that that's what they were going to get, job?
It
I
depends
don't know
on
how
the
to.
terms of the contract.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We
Yeah.
don't know that. So all these were passed, and I kind of left that meeting going, does this affect the budget? Because we're halfway through, so anything that was done prior, I'm assuming was already paid, which means, those are my questions. It's just like,
Didn't some of them start next year?
Some of them do start next year, some of them,
Next fiscal year?
some of them, I mean, they're very, the start and end dates are varied on all of them. I did not read through everything myself yet. But yes, they will impact the budget. But having said that, the budget for this year is established, and there's no going over what's in there for this year. So we have to look very carefully at what implications there are for next year. And no contract that is issued for the town, by the town, should be issued without an appropriations clause, which gives us the out to terminate a contract at any time if the funds are not appropriated on an annual basis.
And I
Because
think their
they're either-
contracts do have that language.
But again,
Right,
then
it's in
how
the
Because
same-
our contract with RWS does have an appropriations clause in
but
it.
how did the Board of Selectmen award bids that were impacting a budget when they didn't run it past the finance to see if there was money? And that kind of was, I was like, what's going on? So, that's just kind of, I question that. And the other thing, which is part of the other, is,
It's a good thing to think about, for sure.
the completed projects. I really would like to see,
I have the list almost complete.
that have,
What wa-
invoices.
What was allocated, what was spent? If it,
And if it's a building project, I want to see inspections. Because having to redo a project because it was done wrong and was inspected at the time is a problem that should never happen again. So, and my understanding is that it cost additional money. So, those are things I think should not be hidden. I think that's part transparent. And, so I'm really, really want to see those.
Yeah, I think, and I've told you that I want this.
yeah, I had started the list, and then my conversation with Katie last week gave me more clarity on exactly what she's looking for. So that's why it's not finished tonight. I have to go back and make a few adjustments.
And I think it's always something that we would like a quarterly update on.
Okay.
And I think should be updated by Don personally, or from that department, or whoever's the Public Works Department, or
What do you mean? Say that again.
like facilities. Most of these are facilities projects are run by that group. So to me, a presentation of the projects that went through his portfolio, what they were bid at, what they were finished at, and, any overruns or underruns and explanations of them. I think
Okay.
he would be the one to speak to that.
Okay.
I mean, that's just my opinion, but
No,
That's a great idea. I think it should happen not only here, but with the Board of Selectmen,
yes.
even monthly at the Board of Selectmen, to see where we are. It's a great idea.
Just gonna ask the question, do we just do that? Is that a thing you can do jointly? Because it doesn't seem like we should do it at the Board of Selectmen and then do it again here, like one time. Seems
They can come to our meeting, I'm cool with that.
whichever, right? Like
Yeah,
just-
no, there should be some synergies there, I don't know.
Just, I don't know that, like, I think I'd be fine if the selectmen group is recorded, because they're always recorded, and if there was some accountability there, I don't need to micromanage that piece, I just wanna know the answer, right? Like, I just wanna know for the rings, right, like, the footing was done, the fences were not. The numbers that were allocated were for both. We know there was some additional fees for one, there should be left over. is there leftover? How much is left over? What's the plan then?
I just saw the first invoice for that today.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I know it was complete, but I don't think I have seen all the invoices yet for that work.
Well,
Yeah,
and I
the
think
accounting
that that's what
follows.
I'm hearing from these guys, is that's not really on you in the end, that's on Dawn. If it's a project that goes through Dawn, and Dawn's the one who presented it forward, does Dawn get the invoices too, or do they come straight to you? Does he get them and then
He has to sign off on them and approve them
Okay, so,
before we will and there are purchase orders issued, and then
Yeah, okay.
payment is issued. So,
Okay.
yeah,
okay.
it's a whole integrated process.
You know, and especially for the projects maybe that we care about, that we've been close to as a Board of Finance, or we've questioned, that it becomes a meeting we go to at the Board of Selectmen, if that's where we're gonna hold those. I don't know.
So Katie, that would fall under the compensating controls item as well.
Yeah,
I love it. Let's add it.
Okay.
Sustainability issues is what gets me though. That's like environmental to me. Okay. Any others?
just
No, I'm-
curious about, you mentioned the audit.
Yeah.
Now, there's a statutory deadline for that, right?
Statutory deadline for the completion of audits in the state of Connecticut is December 31st. For the federal government, it is March 31st. All the auditors and most of the auditors in the state of Connecticut are trying to push the state to move to the same deadline as the feds, and they say, no, because if you can't complete it by December 31st, we will give you an extension.
So we have an extension.
We have an approved extension to January 31st. The auditors are confident that they can complete it by then.
So
And-
when, you said March or?
No, by January 31st.
Okay.
But when we agreed to the contract terms after the RFP with Mahoney Sable, we knew that we would most likely be audited under extension because they did not have the capacity to take on another client with the December 31 deadline, but they were willing to audit our books, and they are a much more professional firm to work with than our prior auditor.
I remember that
Leslie,
we
what's been
weren't.
our history? May I ask a question? Is that all right?
Please.
What's been our history in terms of the time frame on the audits?
Well, let's see. The 2021 audit was completed May 31st. The 22 audit
Of
was,
the following year, 2022?
Yeah,
Okay.
3 months late.
yeah. Yeah, it was not completed until May 31st. The 21 audit was completed May 31 of 2022. The 22 audit was completed February or March of 23. The 24 audit. No, wait a minute. No, I stand corrected. The 22, I can't, no, I'm losing.
Basically, we've been late.
We've been late. We have only had one audit complete on time in the last 5 years.
And do we get fined for that?
No, we do not get fined for it. The state will give you, they will approve an extension. And, I mean, the Mahoney Sable is fabulous, because when they requested the extension, they stated that they have done the field work. They have been out, they have started the work, but they need more time to complete it. They're taking the onus on them in requesting the extension, that it's a scheduling issue, a collaborative, working arrangement, that they cannot get the work completed by December 31.
So you said the federal deadline is March 31st,
Yes.
so they also extend?
No.
So the year that we,
I have no idea how that worked. But there's also, you do not necessarily need a federal audit every year. The threshold for the federal audit is based on federal grant dollars received by the town. If the town receives $750,000 or more in federal grants, you have to file a federal audit. That threshold is going up to $1 million.
So we're gonna have to file, right?
We will have to file a federal audit, yes. But we may not have to file one for fiscal year 26, 27.
Right.
We may have to for 25, 26, because I don't know where the spillover is on all the grants, because it is a collective number. It is not just the town, it is also the school. It's the two entities combined.
Okay.
Based on when we were actually received the reimbursement or when we did the expenditure?
Based on when you have to record the revenue. So you have to record the revenue the year that you spend the money,
Okay.
and you record it as grant revenue the year you spend the money. And it's a receivable until it's received.
Yeah.
Because you have to make your expenses match your grant revenue. I learned that doing the ARPA stuff.
Okay.
Any others?
Nope.
Excellent. Okay, 11, Chairman's Report. I do have a couple things I do want to talk about. The first one, of course, is Amity, the Amity budget, the Amity Finance Committee. So first, the budget presentation will be to the board on January 13th. And based on this conversation earlier, we might also have the Board of Ed on that day as well, if they can come. So it might be a busy day, so be sure to set aside that day in your calendar so that you can come.
What times?
Regular time, during a regularly scheduled.
Part of our meeting.
Yeah.
So nothing,
It'll just be an agenda item, so it could be a longer meeting, that's all.
okay.
An update from the Finance Committee meeting. They're forecasting right now a 2.21% increase, which is pretty low relative to their regular increases. Considering salaries increased contractually 3.87%. But unfortunately for Bethany, there is an enrollment shift. And Bethany is increasing 4 and Woodbridge is increasing 1, but Orange is decreasing 19 students. So that has a large shift to the budget proportionally for Bethany. Sure.
You wouldn't think a couple of students would make that big a well, I suppose.
Well, Orange lost 19.
When you lose, yeah, then.
It's the 19 loss, yeah, it's like the whole
Yeah.
pie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, at an enrollment shift, we're looking at a variance to our budget of 175,000, to Bethany. That's the variance to the budget, and that includes the credits for prior years of 147,000. So more to come on the exact numbers. It will be voted on, I believe, by the Board of Ed before she comes to present to us in January. So that's that. Additionally, and I did talk about this in the last meeting. The Amity Finance Committee normally is attended by the Chair, Board of Finance for Bethany. However, I'm asking for someone to take on that responsibility for me, since it is a big time commitment that I thought maybe we could sort of delegate. Is there anyone that would like to?
Didn't I?
Did your
I
time?
could take so much there.
I'll do it.
Virtue.
You'll do it. Thank you, Sally.
Sally's gonna be asking those tough questions.
Oh, yes. So,
I want to know why they have a surplus every single year and goes up the
my
next year.
God.
That's what I want to
they're
know.
gonna
Yeah.
love you.
Oh, they're gonna love me.
Sally?
They're
I'm
gonna send
looking
me
forward to it.
flowers.
The best part about those meetings is there's like literally only an hour, because
Board of Ed's
Board
after.
of Ed's right after
Ah.
that. And so they're eager to get through it, so that's all I'll say about that. But I think.
So you filibuster everything.
Yeah, yeah, well, actually, you do have a lot of power there, if you think about that. So, yes, for example, last night, they did present some, bids and things like that, so there's some value that, a finance person could add, hopefully. John can tell you.
Yeah, I can go over a lot.
I remember.
Okay, so thank you so much, Sally.
Katie, do you know if they are bonding next year?
Yes, that's their plan. It might not be next year or the year after. There's some big work they're gonna do, and they haven't broken that down to me in the 2 meetings that I've attended.
Okay.
Or 3 meetings that I've
Did they
attended.
mention the turf field yet?
No, not yet.
Well, it's gotta get replugged for another $1 million.
It hasn't come up.
They forgot
Has
to
it been
tell
that
us.
long?
It depends on the usage.
I thought it was 10 years.
It's all usage.
Maybe we can vote it down again so they can do it on their own.
I'm sure they have enough money in the
Yeah,
rainy
now
day
they
fund.
coffers, 3% soon.
So, yes, they did have a Board of Ed, combined Board of, Finance Committee meeting where each department presented their budget. And, I mean, of course, it all sounds great. So all the things that they want to do and all the ways they want to improve. Special education, does seem to be a huge fluctuating driver in their budget.
Yeah.
Well,
And transportation.
Bethany
for special
sent 2 kids this year
Yeah,
that are going to be expensive, very expensive, and that's for 6 years. Because I don't think they are keeping them in-house anymore. I think they're
and outplacement. Yeah.
not, I mean, Bethany couldn't take them, so they went to Orange because Orange was more set up for them. And I don't think Orange felt that they were equipped for them, and I think I heard that they are being outplaced. And once they do that, that is super expensive. Transportation alone is $250,000. And if they're not going to the same place at the same time, then that's $500,000. So, I mean, that's a lot. And it's gonna, and be in the budget for at least 6 years. Because they're only in 7th grade now, so they've got 6 years there.
No, they have more than that. It depends. It depends on what the need is. Because they are obligated to educate them until age 22.
21 or 22,
If it
yeah.
takes that long.
Right, so, and I mean, there were 3, but 2 are need more services than the third one, though the third one does need services, quite a few services too. And those all came from Bethany. I don't know what Woodbridge or Orange might have had. So I can see where this special ed budget is going to really increase.
So, we look forward to your updates. Thank you, Sally. Speaking about budget workshop, it's okay to move on to B in the interest of time. Some of us have chatted briefly about how we want to handle workshops. John, in the past, we've tried different ways to do it, where we meet like many times, all the time, or like a couple big meetings. I would like to recommend that we receive a budget first. We review it as a group and identify what questions we have and who we would like to present to us, as opposed to just
Having everything.
having everyone present. But with that said, we will be requiring budget workshops for several departments, particularly the larger ones. So do we want to set aside some time now to do that? Is that agreeable to
When are
everyone?
they supposed to have their budget submitted?
Budgets are due to the first select woman and the finance director by December 23rd.
Okay, so we can start planning for,
Wow.
you're gonna love this, Carol, this is so much fun.
I am going to have so many lovely fun
Sometimes you can have
conversations
a
over the next
6-hour
2
meeting
days.
with nothing to drink or eat.
Whose idea was it to start the new term in December? And then
Well,
have
it wasn't
start in
mine, I
December?
voted opposite, it was that one
Oh,
person
okay.
that tipped the scales, I don't know who they were.
Well,
All right, so I'm just opening up my phone to look at a calendar. So my personal preference is to have a couple longer meetings, even with an early start date on some of those meetings, so that we can meet with more people as opposed to every night or several, like every Tuesday for a month or 2 months, like I'd rather have some longer workshops, maybe with an earlier start date. How does that work with your schedule now?
The toughest thing is Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at work.
Oh,
So you're
okay.
gonna have to do what's good, best for you guys. Thursday,
Monday,
maybe I
Tuesday,
could get out.
Wednesday. Okay,
but
we'll try to accommodate.
Ideally, it would be, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
So thinking about next meeting, we're having Amity come, possibly Bethany come, and we're gonna review the whole budget ahead of time and decide who we wanna meet. That sounds like a really
That's
intense meeting. Okay. Do we want to possibly set up a working group meeting to review the budget
yeah,
first?
I think
As a
that's good
special
idea.
meeting?
Yes.
I think we should do that, okay.
Does that, do we need to move something and second something?
Yeah, we have to look, we do, but let's
Once we
look at-
figure out
We have to
when,
look
yeah.
at what looks good for everyone. All right, so we will have a draft, so we're looking in January. Obviously not the 13th. How about the following week?
When are there, I know there's Amity budget meetings,
The finance committee meetings, is that what you're
Finance and
meaning?
Board of Ed, there were 2, I think, that I saw on that schedule.
So the finance committee would, I think, meet before the 13th. I can tell you, hold on. So they meet on the first Monday, they'll be on the 12th.
That's not the first,
Ooh,
5th is the first.
all right, I'm not sure then. I don't have that particular thing saved in my calendar. Our first meeting is the 13th, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
Because that's the second Tuesday.
So theirs is on the second Monday, is my.
It's the
thing.
second, okay.
I think so.
So it would be the 12th. Okay.
How about the week afterwards?
The 20th?
That does have Martin Luther King. It doesn't matter for me, but I don't,
Yeah. I
Well,
don't
town
care.
hall will be closed on Monday, the 19th.
Look at that, you get a day off already.
Wow.
20th is fine with me. Are we talking about, you mentioned planning on some longer meetings, like start at 5 or something? Is that the kind of thing you're thinking of?
I'm thinking of when we asked for the presentations, starting at maybe even like 4 or something like that.
Oh, because then
Because
the
that's when they
employees
go
can come
home,
in.
so I mean,
Yeah.
or whatever, so they wouldn't have to like go home, come back,
Yeah.
if we had to meet with them.
All right.
The 20th personally is not ideal for me.
It does not work for me.
Well, it's also after Amity, did we want it after Amity? The Amity meeting, or
Oh.
Which
did we
is
want
the
it before
12th,
then?
right?
They're coming
They're
the
coming to us on the
13th.
Oh, coming to us, yeah.
So did we
Well-
want to go over like the budget ahead of time? I thought you said, but I was,
Yeah.
Or what about the previous week? I mean, if we have everything in on the 23rd, that doesn't mean that you're ready to summarize it.
Well, the joy is it's a really nice Excel spreadsheet. And Nick has found, and speaking with Adam, we have found a way that I can share the link through SharePoint. So will not require printing out all those pages, and we
Nice.
just have to keep track of the revision
Yeah,
dates
we'll need
on
it up on the screen, I think it's gonna probably, or
Yeah.
like on our computer.
But for us to, yeah,
Yeah.
she's saying we can
But it's,
access it.
but it will be much easier for me to email it to you in advance, is where I'm going.
Yeah.
For-
So that'll be done on a link.
Yep, that'll be done on a link.
And is that an 8.5 by 11, or is it?
Whatever you want it to be at that point.
Well, I don't want it to be,
No, you,
half a point.
you readjust it when you
you
get
know.
it digitally.
No, but I want to print it.
You have to
Did
set
these
up your
really come in
own
on the
okay.
23rd?
parameters, I
Do
think,
we really get them by then?
No,
right?
Okay.
Ah,
So I
okay,
don't
well,
think
that's
we're-
good to know.
Yeah, so.
but it doesn't, but I mean.
And it's the day before the Christmas
If
break.
if we are having, I mean, the last line on that said that we were going to discuss it tonight. So everyone, I mean, hey,
Yeah,
if we have,
So if we don't get a
Maybe the first
budget
week in January does
by the
make any
date
sense. We're not
that
gonna
we're
have
supposed to get
everybody's
it,
stuff
I
in.
think the 27th of Tuesday, that week is what I'm thinking,
Yeah,
of January.
January.
because that
Okay.
will give us time.
But to me,
I have
if
a
we don't
conflict
get their budget
on
on
the
time,
27th. I can't do the front
then we
Tuesday at
create
all.
their budget. If they, if they can't figure out what they need, then we do it for them. And we
That may
go,
be fine, but we have
you go back to the last year's budget and you say, okay,
so many new people in boards. Those should be easy though,
it's a template, it's really, it shouldn't be that hard. I mean, really,
What are we saying as far as dates?
I propose the 27th,
I can't do
20
the 27th.
Okay.
the
I've-
26th,
Yes, that's fine.
what day
And are you
what day
saying
is the
4?
26th?
Monday?
it's a Monday. I wasn't saying
At what
too
time?
early. We can do a regular time on this, this is just with us, talking through, like, looking through the budget and identifying
Okay.
who we want to meet with.
Okay. That's good for me.
I'll have to let you know because Mondays are horrible for me and I'm changing my Mondays for the Amity, so I'm not sure how many Mondays I can actually,
How
Okay,
about
Change.
Wednesday, the 28th?
yeah. Wednesday, the 28th,
fine.
yes? Do you
Good?
think we can do even like 6:30?
I can do any time on the
Yeah,
28th.
anytime.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to get early too.
So were we saying 6:30?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that works perfectly.
First pass.
Yep,
Yeah, first Wednesday.
all right, so then. Anna, Katie, do you want to set dates for February for when we can meet with departments?
Yeah, yes, we should. Yeah. Hold on, I'm still coming to this one.
Okay. I'm putting it on the agenda and then I'll transfer it to the calendar later.
I'm setting it ends at 8:30, just so we can be optimistic. All right,
Okay.
Do we need to meet with probably library,
well, the ones we know, yes.
fire department, park and rec,
Public Works.
public works?
That's a big one.
And we have to be smart this year. We did not allocate enough time last year for Dawn.
How much time did you allocate last year?
4 hours? No.
It was like 10 minutes per department, and so like it wasn't like,
And he might have had like a half an hour, but he needs an hour to go through everything, if you really want to understand everything. I mean, he needs a minimum of 30 minutes, probably, possibly more. I mean, it's gonna depend on what we see when we get it to start with. Carol and I will review them all before you even see the budget.
So excited about this young idea.
it's super fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's set up a 3-hour first workshop.
So that's gonna be the 28th for 6:30 to 9:30. Is that correct or
No,
no?
the 28th is 2 hours, that's for the board to review,
That's our
Oh.
first pass.
the first pass review to
First
determine
pass.
who you want to meet with.
Okay, oh, I see.
But also to like get our questions ready and identify like,
So then it's gonna be in February? with
yes,
the- Okay,
unless we meet 2 days later in January. Okay, February. Oh, jeez. Tuesday, the 3rd? It's too soon, or no?
No, that's fine.
No, that's fine.
The
What time?
Or the 6th, it's a Friday.
John can't do Friday.
So hard, okay.
What time are we saying?
Is there a holiday that day or something?
No,
Tuesday the 3rd?
No,
February
there
3rd?
isn't.
That's fine with me.
it's not President's Day, it's not nothing.
Is there school break?
Could be.
No,
No.
that's over President's Weekend.
I don't have sports planned on that day. It's weird, okay.
So February 2nd, or 3rd,
I have
rather?
the 3rd, yeah. What time we thinking? Is this the 4 o'clock time? Can everyone do
Fine.
that?
I can.
Is that something we can accommodate?
You'll be here till like midnight, so you're fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just have to take your break and come visit with us.
there we go.
Or I can do 4.
Okay, 4 o'clock?
4 it
works.
is, okay.
Rachel, can you do 4?
All right.
I can.
Okay, then 4 PM it is. Does Board of Finance have a budget?
Yes.
I'm just thinking pizza or
You want
something.
food, yeah.
Oh, well, not that kind of budget? No. No, we don't, but there is the finance department does have an office expense line, and there is an all other miscellaneous expense line in the selectmen's budget that we have used, that we have tapped in the past for dinner.
Yeah, Carol
Are
can.
we expecting this to then be, what, 3 hours?
Mm-hmm.
So till
Or
7?
4.
So plan till 8?
2, 3 would be,
What's that?
it'd probably be a longer one, 2, 3. It's gonna be 3, 4 hours.
Do you think, yeah, it could go longer than 30
Yeah,
minutes,
I think John's
Yeah.
right.
Just
We'll
assume.
make the agenda,
4.
as we get closer. Okay.
I was like,
So we'll need a couple of these?
I think we need to put at least 2 on the calendar.
Oh, I'm getting so excited.
Yay.
So,
better than doing a couple days and spreading it out so that it's for
I'm
every
with
week.
you, I'm with you.
We've done that before.
yep.
We definitely have, yeah. Okay, then,
So are we going to schedule people then, or are we going to wait until after the 28th? Which doesn't give them a whole lot of time.
Well, there's certain ones that we know.
Right, we know
So
that
we
we-
can go ahead and plug
We
in
know
then,
Park and
right?
Rec, we know, I mean, these
Fire
4 we
department,
definitely
Public
know.
Works.
So we can start with them.
Is Public Works done, or is Public Works separate from?
The
Public Works is done.
it's done.
All right, okay.
He's also facilities,
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about.
so obviously those two would be at the same time.
Okay.
So are we
So
gonna try
Public
and do
Works,
all 4 on the
Park and
same
Rec,
day?
Library, Fire Department.
Yeah,
Public Works, Fire
that'll be on the
Department,
first day then, have those,
Okay, I can,
Park and Rec and Library. There's 4.
yeah, we can schedule, we can schedule those out right now.
You can look at library. Library sometimes is okay.
Yeah,
It depends what they're requesting,
Correct.
but they might be okay.
yeah, they could be, you're right.
There's years, the library came in, was done in 5, 10 minutes.
Right.
And other years, they were looking for
we're
the
like, I
world.
need a new
and
roof. I need a
Yeah,
new
so maybe we
driveway,
wait on that one.
Yeah.
Flooded.
Children's room.
I don't wanna steal your thunder, Carol, go ahead, tell them how much, what the email stated as far as what we were looking for from all the departments on an increase.
Oh, I don't know.
first draft.
My eyes glazed over at that point.
Now, we have requested a zero,
Oh, zero, okay,
a
that's-
zero,
Zero.
a
I've
zero
already got
increase
yelled
budget.
at once already today by one department. Yeah, we asked for a zero increase.
And with the caveat that it includes salary adjustments.
I love it.
I have to be honest with you, there's so many things that we want to do to provide better services to people in the town. And in order to do that, people really are gonna need to look and see what's working in their department, what isn't, what programs are working, what aren't, so that we can provide these other services that people want. And yeah, I just can't come, I mean, I'd like to just come here and come to the people in the town and say, raise your taxes so we could do all these things, but we can't. So we're really asking and I haven't sat with the particular departments I'm thinking of, but we really are asking them for zero so that we can perhaps go back and say, come back to zero, but we're gonna give you extra because this is what we wanna do. This is a service we wanna provide. So if you come in at zero, we may be able to do something else. That's the thought process.
And we, as a board, don't think about this, but there is the other side to the budget, revenue. So if we can maybe brainstorm revenue generating, solutions as well. I mean, it's
Right.
not generally something that we dig into, but there could be opportunity there. So are we exploiting opportunities for the other side of the balance sheet? That's something to think about as well.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly don't have grants available by then, but that's certainly an opportunity for the future. There are some departments that can generate revenue, some can't. I mean, we can't charge a lot for a senior bus or something like that, right? But it's certainly something to look at down the road, because I will tell you sincerely, people have asked me, going door to door, things that they need in the town, and they all make sense. The only way to do it is to see if we can fit them in. If people really come in with a zero budget, there may be ability to add more.
Yeah. Well, it's good guidance that you're starting from that, so
Yep.
yeah, looks good.
So this first meeting, so we're talking about the fire department, Parks and Rec, and Public Works / facilities, right?
And library question mark.
Yep.
Yeah, but we'd have to see. So we're not gonna schedule that with them until we know.
I think once
You
Oh,
guys
by
look
the
at it.
when she
23rd.
first gets a
Well,
first
no,
look at
okay.
it, she might know.
No.
The library is very
Okay.
good about getting the paperwork in,
Yeah.
from my experience, so,
Yeah, okay,
um,
all right,
Yes, she
So
has
then-
reached out and asked when it was due.
excellent. Oh, I gotta do a budget.
okay, and we have something scheduled for Tuesday, what? The Tuesday, the,
10,
Well, that's our meeting will be, our regular meeting is Tuesday the 10th.
February 3rd from 4 to 8
Yep,
is and then the Wednesday, the 28th, from 6:30 to like, say, 8:30 is the
first pass.
quick first pass.
Do we want to block out calendars for our next workshop? I mean, at some point, we're gonna have to start making cuts and crunching and things like that. Do we want to schedule that now, or?
I think we should get something on the calendar, because things, it gets filled up.
Absolutely.
Get it in.
It's easier to cancel and move it than it is to find it in the first place.
Yeah.
And we're saying Wednesday, the 25th, February 25th?
Wednesday, the 28th
of January.
of January.
Do we not have, I heard you
And February
say
3rd.
and
February
February
3rd.
25th or something too, no?
No. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe later in February,
Well, we're meeting on
the
the
10.
so
17th?
So that is
Stick with
President's
Tuesdays?
Day week, there, school's closed.
When
When?
does school close, from when to when?
It's only closed on 16 and 17.
Okay,
which is what, Monday, Tuesday? Really? Usually I thought it was Friday and Monday.
Early
I could be wrong.
dismissal on the 13th, the day before Friday.
Okay,
Then it's closed 16 and 17.
that's the winter break. Last year it was a week. I think.
No, April is the big one.
Oh,
and
April.
February is a,
No, but last year we had February week.
you want to
Okay.
do like the 23rd or 24th?
Is that getting to be late?
I think that's getting to be late. Last year, our last meeting was February 6th with department heads.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how about,
It was later than that because,
No, that was the last with the department heads. Then we had several meetings after that.
because I was gonna
crunch
say,
things
because
down.
Sharon went away and had to get to the printers and
Yeah,
town meeting was
That's why it
coming
got
up and
done
all that
so
kind of stuff.
fast. Right, like that's why it got done early, is because there were other scheduling
Right.
elements that needed to be accommodated.
So
Leslie, does
the
that sound right?
17th is not good because the kids are off school.
well, how about if we had a 4 to 7 on the 10th before our regular meeting.
Well, pretty much our regular meeting is going to be short, because most of our time is the budget. It's only gonna be.
We're not doing much else, right?
Yeah, it's
at
only
this
gonna be
time.
something maybe that came up, like an emergency or something, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Or a different day that week, if we feel we need to get it in. Or 2 days the prior week, I don't know.
12th, Thursday.
Fine with me, I can do that.
John,
John, you
Can't do
have
the
a
12th, no.
conflict.
The 14th is a big day for us, so I'll have to prep for that and everything.
Or
So,
the
John,
11th?
which is better for you?
I would do the 10th,
The marathon on the 10th?
yeah, yep.
All right, let's do it.
So
All
the
right,
Tuesday, the
4.
10th,
Food better be provided on that day.
We're gonna
because-
do
Yeah,
4 then?
yes.
is
Well,
gonna
we're gonna
be
do 4 to 7, then our regular
4
meeting is
to
at 7.
7, then meeting, plus meeting. Okay. So February 3rd, February 10th, and then January 28th, so actually, those 3 we've got scheduled so far.
Correct.
And then we're going to need just Board of Finance type group to finalize the budget. I think we can decide that.
We could,
Yeah.
I
yeah,
think we've
because
made enough
that,
decisions in the town.
the town meeting isn't until
Hey,
May, right? The budget
Correct,
hearing
but the
is,
budget hearing is usually early April.
yeah, so we have all of March.
Oh, March to wrap it up, huh?
I just have to look back to see how long,
still trying to figure out how to use the computer.
I just have to look back to see how long it took us to get the stuff printed and out, because there's publication deadlines
Yeah.
and requirements.
Yeah, so
That I
we'll
wanna
have
make
to
sure-
work backwards
Yeah.
on a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff, I
So
think.
we can,
you
I
guys
can
need to-
have, I will figure out the in-between time schedule before our next meeting,
Yep,
so that we can plan additional dates accordingly.
okay.
Yeah, we'll get it all on our calendars. Do we know, so the budget hearing, the date isn't set for that yet?
No,
is
the
it?
date is not set for the budget hearing. We set that ourselves. In the past, we have used a Wednesday, usually around the first week of April. We've used Wednesdays or Thursdays for that. But Carol is moving the Board of Selectmen meetings from the first Tuesday to the first and third Wednesdays.
Right.
So that does open up the first Tuesday of the month for us to meet and do things. If needed for, through this process.
Okay,
All right, we'll set that next week.
Yep, yeah,
Next
that's
meeting.
why I said, I will figure out the statutory requirements for the town meeting versus the budget hearing,
yeah.
so that we can plan everything accordingly.
Okay. All right, just moving on for Selectmen's report. Do you have a report for us?
I have had the best fun for the last day and a half, 2 days. It's been a fun 2 days. It's been great. I'm telling you, sincerely, I'm learning a lot. And Leslie, we came up with the great decision of a 0% increase, and it's been good. That's all I can tell you at the moment.
Okay. Does anyone have anything for Carol? Okay. Our next meeting, which we've covered in detail, January 13th. Is that still true? Yes.
Yeah.
Good. And do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
Oh, thank you, Sally. Second. I think Janet beat you to it. So. All right.